Hey everybody, Ben here from the Bonehead podcast, and welcome to Tournament Talk. We are looking at all of the teams from the Blood Bowl 2020 rulebook, and we're putting together some of what we think will be the most common or really good starter rosters for tournaments for these teams. So we're looking at a variety of costings. We're looking at about 1100 and 1200, and the reason for that is because it gives you a good spread. Every tournament in Blood Bowl tends to be different. It tends to be at a different price point, has a different skill package. So we thought we put 1100s together to give you a sense of what you can get on the cheaper end, and 1200s because I think 1150, 1200 is probably going to be the most common. Skills wise, we are looking at some of the skills for the teams. Again, we don't know what the skill package is going to be like, so we're just focusing on some of the most important skills or some cool things that you may not have thought about. The whole point of this is to look at what next year's tournaments, if we can go back to having tournaments regularly, what you're likely to be facing against, or maybe we can tempt you to take. And today we are looking at Orcs, Orcs, Orcs. So Orcs in this edition kind of took a little bit of a nerfing, ever so slightly. So they got a bit more expensive, and they got Animosity on the majority of their players. So before we really even start looking at this roster, our first one for the day, come on Orcs, where are you? We are going to talk through the Animosity on the team. So Orc linemen have Animosity to other Orc linemen. Throwers have Animosity to everybody on the team. Everybody, all teammates. Blitzers have Animosity to all teammates, and Big Un blockers have Animosity to other Big Un blockers. Goblins, however, are very inclusive. They'll play for anybody, and they'll share the ball with anybody. And the troll's fine. No animosity there. So your linemen will struggle to give the ball to other linemen. Your throwers and your blitzers really want the glory for themselves. So bear that in mind, that if you want to spread the ball around using these positionals, you're going to have to roll a 2+. Should be fine, right? Anyway, the big mix is our first roster. We're looking for 1100 here. This one comes in at 1070, so it gives you a little bit of cash to play with. I recommend assistant coaches because roll of 7 will be using those. 1 troll, 4 blitzers, 4 big and blockers, 1 thrower, 1 line orc, 1 goblin, and 2 rerolls. So, good point about this is you get all the key positionals and a troll. So 4 blitzers. Orc blitzers are amazing. For Orcs. Are they? No, they're just amazing. They're really good. Movement 6, agility 3+. Their passing has got worse, but so has everybody. Still a passing 4+, which is, well, just don't mention it to Dark Elf coaches. That's all I'll say. So you get all that strength. You get 4 big uns. You got the thrower. Now the thrower is there. Sure hands. Okay. We talked about Animosity being a bit of a nuisance. Blitzers 3+ to pick up the ball. They'll do a good job. The thrower, 3+ to pick up the ball with an integral reroll, will do a good job. Now, the thrower has got passing 3+ and the pass skill, does have Animosity, but realistically with Orcs, you very rarely pass. Well, that's not true. Some coaches make it a point to pass as much as possible with Orcs. Orcs can have a really good throwing game, but if you're going to be playing in a tournament and playing to win, realistically, your thrower is going to be your ball carrier, and you're going to cage around him. You're going to protect him, and he's going to run from one side to the other with the ball. Having sure hands is going to really help, but because he gets passing, you can use a skill, a normal skill, and even at tier 1, Orcs are going to get at least 1 normal skill, I would imagine, to pick up leader to compensate for having only 2 rerolls. You're going to make a lot of good blocks with this team, whether it's the 4 strength, the big orc, the big uns, the blitzers with blitz and block, the blitzers with block, and the troll with high strength. You're going to be able to make good blocks. Those rerolls will be useful for an all-in dodge, or the double skull, or trying to pick up the ball with a blitzer. So having that 3rd reroll will be it will just enable your team. Other skills, okay, Brawler will work great on your troll for a regular. Guard will be great as well for that troll. Blitzers are kind of like, they are fantastic in tournaments. You can tool them up to be whatever you want them to be. A tackle blitzer is a great thing for a safety, or to literally just hunt down somebody on your opponent's team. Guard on them is great. They've got a decent maneuverability. 3+ dodge. You don't really want to be dodging, but you can. Got extra rerolls there to make sure that happens. Mighty blow if you want to use them to remove. Blitzers can do a lot of stuff. I wouldn't recommend sure hands on a blitzer. it's only going to come into play once or twice a game, whereas you really want to be blocking with these guys almost every turn. Big uns just are awesome with block. You could give them Brawler, but I wouldn't recommend it. I think block is just significantly better than Brawler. Or you can chuck on guard and just go for absolute dominance with Black Orc, with the big uns. I'm going to struggle with this because the Black Orcs went gone and we've got big uns instead. Thrower, leader, like I said, if you don't want to go with leader, you can go block and just build him to be really, really hench. Orc teams tend to do very well if all you choose is block. We have a local guy, Milton, who did very well at Beachhead with an Orc team that just spammed block on a bunch of guys, and it was just horrible. Really solid control game. So the interesting thing, you do have a Line Orc and you do have a Goblin. So what have we got players-wise? We've got 10, 11, 12. So 12 players, so one on the bench, and that is the Goblin. And the Goblin is there to do a couple of things. You can chuck Break Tackle on him with a double for the lols to get that sweet 2+ dodging anywhere, but he's really there to work with the Troll to give you a throw teammate option or to foul the heck out of stuff. So this roster for 1100, you get 12 players, you get a stunty, you get a big guy, you get 4 strength 4 guys, you get 4 blitzers and a sure hands ball carrier. Everybody was like, oh, our Orcs tier 1? Well, this roster, while not having the pizzazz of some of the more agility teams, this is going to be a dominating mid-range team, and this is powerful, and using leader to sweet talk yourself into getting that third reroll, I think will just enable your team. But say you're like me, not overly fond of trolls, you can drop the troll and it just frees up a load of cash. So the no troll Orc tournament roster comes in at 1090. 4 blitzers, 4 big uns, 2 throwers, 2 line orcs, and 3 rerolls, all at 1090. Now you're thinking, why do I need 2 throwers? You don't need 2 throwers, but otherwise it's 15k. It's 15k to give you that second opportunity to have sure hands. So it's not amazing, and you do kind of swap it for the armor, but you've got 4 big guys, you've got 2 line orcs there with armor 9, then you've got 4 blitzers with edge 3+ ready to swoop in and pick up that ball, and you've got 2 throwers that you've got sure hands on. Comes with 3 rerolls, so you do have a bit of flexibility there if you wanted to drop a reroll, chuck another line orc in, but this gives you 12 players and all but 2 of them are armor 10+. So, and 4 of them are strength 4, and because of the way you're going to plan your skills out, the majority of them are going to have block as well. 4 blitzers, you should probably chuck block on a couple of big uns if you can. Couple of skill choices here for the throwers: block, 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 guard on everybody else, but you could go for on the ball with one of your throwers if you have a skill spare. It is something worth talking about, but probably if you're going to play optimally, maybe just stick with block, guard on your big uns and tackle on your blitzer. But if you want to do something a little bit fun, on the ball with the thrower is really going to help with the movement 6, going to help with your offense, just kind of give you half a turn extra. Kick as well will be great. I recommend kick for basically every team, and the reason for that is with a team like this, that actually it's not bad when it comes to maneuverability. Not the fastest, but it gives you the choice to drop that ball back against a slow team, just try and split that team, destroy the midfield, then move in on the back, or drop it close and just swarm the front and just control that ball. It's really good defense, this team. It's got a strong front line and a whole bunch of really decent linebackers. Orcs. Orcs play good Blood Bowl. Who knew? Okay, let's ramp this up to 1200 now. We've got a troll build for 1200. The troll 1200. This comes in at 1195. So 1 troll, 4 blitzers, 4 black orcs, 2 throwers, 1 line orc, 1 goblin, and 3 rerolls. So this team gives you absolutely everything. Why have we gone for 2 throwers? Because we had 20k left. What are you going to do with 20k? You might as well upgrade one of your other guys to have sure hands. So you've got a troll flanked by 4 strength 4 big uns. Okay, then you've got your 4 blitzers, you've got 2 throwers with sure hands, you've got a line orc, and you've got a goblin there in reserve. So let's just do a player count: 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So you actually got a bench of 2, so you can bring the goblin on if you want to do some fouling, do a throw teammate. You can keep 1 thrower on, 1 thrower off, use a line orc to put there on your line. Skills wise, same as we've said before, except you don't have to worry about getting that leader because you're looking at this amount of cash. If you want to maximize your consistency, what you could do is take the make the most of those 2 throwers, drop a reroll, take leader on a thrower, downgrade another thrower, and no, you could just leader on the thrower, drop a reroll, take an apothecary. That's going to mean that your armored 10 guys are likely to stay in the game. They're likely to stay in the game anyway. I don't know. It depends. Not taking leader on that thrower means you can either take on the ball on the thrower to speed up your offense, or just put another really solid skill on one of your positionals, whether it's guard, mighty blow, tackle, block on the big uns. You can do a lot of stuff with one skill on this team, and choosing wisely. I think I'd rather risk running half a game with 3 blitzers, but still have all 3 of those blitzers have a skill. And it's star time. So we've got Varag Ghoul Chewer, who comes in the new box, and it's a pretty cool model. I think it's mostly going to be used by 40k players to strap a ton of guns on, but for Blood Bowl you can get him onto a pitch at 1200, but you do have to give a lot up because he is 250k. But you can do it. So Varag 1200 build comes in at 1195. Again, we've got 4 blitzers, only 3 big uns now, 1 thrower, 3 line orcs, 1 goblin, and 2 rerolls. So you can take Varag, who is completely and utterly a powerhouse. I think he's only Edge 4, so you're not going to be moving the ball with him. No, he's Edge 3+, so actually you can do it. But you've got the thrower, you've got 4 blitzers, you've got 3 big uns. You have to sacrifice one of your strength 4 guys to upgrade him to a movement 6, strength 5 block, jump up, mighty blow +1 thick skull guy that once per game gets an extra +1 to the armor roll. I can see it both ways. I really can. If you compare this to the troll build, you lose the troll, you lose a big un, you lose a reroll, but you gain Varag Ghoul Chewer. I don't know how I feel about it. I know I love the model. I think if I love the model that much, I might be tempted to run the other list and just run Varag and just be like, this is my troll. Just going to use him as a troll. He's strength 5. He looks strength 5. I mean, he really looks strength 5. And just deploy the team. Varag, however, man, he's going to do some stuff. So I said it in my Black Orc list. The Badlands Brawlers teams don't really have anybody that's kind of an enabler for your team. What you do have is the Black Gobbo, though. So you can fit in the Black Gobbo. He's 220k, but so again, like quite a significant investment. 4 blitzers, 3 big uns, 1 thrower, 2 line orcs, a goblin, and 3 rerolls. So you kind of got a little bit better consistency. Skills all exactly the same. But the Black Gobbo gives you a stabbing bombardier. Okay, so you can just, if you want to have a look or find out more about the Black Gobbo, go watch our video on him. 7-8 minutes long, and just talks about all the nonsense you can achieve. But Bombardier, Disturbing Presence, Dodge, Loner 3+. Nice. Sidestep, Sneaky Git, Stab, and Stunty. And if your team includes the Black Gobbo, you may commit 2 foul actions per turn, as long as he is doing one of them. So, I don't know, this guy is like a tiny green Rambo. He's going to ruck up, he's going to stab stuff, he's going to bomb stuff, and that is, like, along with what can be classified as a pretty solid orc team there. 4 blitzers, 3 black orcs, and a goblin, so you kind of a big un down and a line orc down. You still got your 3 rerolls, so you might be able to fandangle the cost there by dropping a reroll, boosting up one of your line orcs to a big un, so you still got 4 and 4, and taking leader on the thrower. You can do that and still have your stabbing, bombing goblin. And I couldn't not do it. You can also fit Grak into your 1200 orc list. I don't know if you should, but we're going to have a look at it because you can. Okay, 4 blitzers, 4 big uns, 1 thrower, 2 goblins, 2 rerolls. So you're going to need to take leader on that thrower to get you to 3 rerolls if you want. You end up with 11 players plus Grak and Crumbleberry. So you kind of upgrade the troll. I mean, you do upgrade the troll. Better movement, better nega trait, and has got kick teammate, which I think is slightly worse, but doesn't take up your throw action, so that's really useful. But Grak and Crumbleberry are fun. I don't think they enable the orc team as much as I want them to, but I can definitely see people running the Grak build in tournaments just for the fun. You still get all 8 of your key positionals here, so you can still orc the heck out of it, and quite frankly, you can run 4 blitzers, 4 big uns, and a thrower and win almost all of your games. And you've got just 2 goblins and a stunty player that comes with sure hands as well. So you've got the thrower and Crumbleberry, who both can do your ball picking up stuff. And you just got goblins there to be kicked at stuff and to run around and foul. It is a less powerful build, but I think it will be quite a fun one, and I think that's what it's all about. Rosters wise, I do think that vanilla Orcs is probably the best way to go. That's the Troll at 1200. 3 rerolls, 8 of your combat positionals, plus the blooming Troll. And you've just got a bunch of really great single skills to put on there. I mean, Guard or Brawler on the Troll is wonderful. Block, Guard, whatever you want to put on a big and blocker is wicked. And they're now movement 5 as well, so they've got that extra pace. I think this is the time of the Orc. I think they are going to perform really well, and I am excited to play against them. But I think I'm going to get a good crumping. I really do. I think if I'm running my Skaven team, which I'm planning on doing, or the Black Orc team, I think the Orcs are just going to be able to consistently attrition the heck out of me, and it's going to be a shootout. It's going to be really good. So Orcs, come on, you can do it. That'll be it for the video. Thanks very much for watching. Let me know in the comments below what you think of these rosters, what you think of Orcs in this edition, and as ever, let me know which builds I've missed. I'm not sure I went with a heavy fouling build, but I got a little bit closer, so we'll see. Anyway, I will see you tomorrow for more tournament builds.